on, guys? Welcome to another PPF removal video on the E92 M3. As you guys have seen in a different video, I actually removed the PPF from behind the rear tires of the M3. I had like a sort of like a square cutout that came on the car, and it had a nasty seam that sort of wrapped around the rear of the bumper, and I didn't like it. But number 2 in my PPF removal series, which is apparently now a series because I have several videos on it, is removing the PPF nastiness that is on the inside of these door handles. So when I bought the car, it had a ton of PPF on it, and it still has most of it on. The only parts that I've removed is the rear, and I had plans to remove this under the door handle. And a lot of people will say, oh, well, now it's gonna get scratched. And normally, yeah, you're right. So it will get scratched. It's gonna be more scratch prone because there's nothing on it. But I'm willing to take that risk, do a little polishing, you know, with a little microfiber, put some sealant on it, and I'll be good to go. I just think that this little template that they used is really ugly, and it's definitely like a basic stencil that you can pretty much put on any car. So it doesn't even fit, it has little cutouts. You can tell that it's not made for this car. But for now, we're gonna take it off because I'm sick of looking at it, and I've actually meant to do this for quite some time, but it's just a little project I've forgotten about until today. So really the only thing we need to do today to get this PPF off is give it a little bit of heat. Obviously it's underneath the door handle, so we're gonna have to be careful if we put a little bit of heat, you know, right here. I'm gonna keep my hand right here so I can make sure, you know, I'm gonna make sure that I'm not heating up the door handle too much, especially because the paint on here might be a little bit more sensitive than the paint on the rest of the car. I feel like the accessory pieces tend to be a little bit more, you know, sensitive to heat and elements and things like that. So we're just gonna heat up a little bit of this piece under here. I don't really even probably need the heat gun, but it just makes it a little bit easier. Just get it nice and warm, and then we're gonna start peeling it off. So that little piece is gone, and this is part of the video where the trolls are gonna go,
bro, you removed it, but now it's gonna get scratched, and now there's all this dirt.
Let me show you what I'm gonna do. Take some cutting compound. This is the Rufus cutting compound. You can use whatever you want. And also I have this tiny little Rufus pad that goes on the Ibra Nano. Alternatively, if you don't have one of those, you can use a microfiber and put like 2 fingers here, put the compound right here, and then go to town. I'm gonna use a coarse blue pad, get some compound on there, and then we're gonna go to town. Next step, take some polish. You can use whatever polish you want. I just grabbed a little polish from the Rufus polishing kit, and I also have a tiny little Rufus polishing pad. Again, if you don't have the pad, use a different microfiber, use your finger, and polish up this little area. Put it on it, yeah, there we go. Now just do a little isopropyl alcohol wipe down. Either use Geon Prep, CarPro Eraser, or some isopropyl alcohol that's diluted. A couple sprays. And this is just to remove the oils from the polish. I feel like I can hear the comments right now saying,
Bro, you didn't even use circular motion. Clearly gonna make it worse. It looks worse.
Give me a tip if you guys have anything for polishing under here. I've watched countless videos of guys literally using the microfiber method. The alternative is to remove the door handle. We're not gonna do that. So if you feel like removing your door handle and spending like 3.5 hours polishing under here for Pebble Beach, then go right ahead. But for my M3, we're not gonna be doing that today. So that's just a little disclaimer. That is the method I use. But the next step we're gonna be doing is putting some sealant on here. So if you guys are observant viewers, you will know that my car has Seaquartz UK coating on it. And today we're actually going to be putting some Polish Angel Master Sealant under the door handle. And if you want to yell at me for that,
it looks worse.
You can, because I've been yelled at a lot lately. I don't really know why. But this is not a how-to video. You have to remember that. This is what I'm doing video. So don't yell at me. This is what I'm doing. I'm gonna put sealant inside the door handles, but the rest of the car has coating on it. So if that's gonna create it to blow up, then I'm gonna have a totaled M3. But if it doesn't, then my M3 is probably cooler than yours anyways.
It looks worse.
All right, so we're gonna put some sealant under the door handle. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm not gonna take out the coating and put on the little thing and do a tiny little coating of like 3 inches by 1 inch and then let it cure and then buff it off and do all this stuff. I'm lazy, guys, okay? So we're just gonna put some master sealant under here. No problem. No one's gonna know but you and me. So there's no reason for you to share it with anyone, okay? Don't report me. Don't call the police. We're gonna put some master sealant. Everything's gonna be okay. Not triggered.
It looks worse.
But man, does that look so much better. I do have a gripe with the master sealant. Why does it have to be red? Why do they dye this stuff red? Why can't they just make it white or gray or something simple? It's just really annoying. That's my little triggered moment. So let this sit for a few minutes and then buff it off. All right guys, here is the final result of the door handle. This is actually a rock chip, unfortunately, so I'll have to deal with that later. But underneath, it's completely clean. I literally can't see any scratches. Over here, it looked like there was, but it's actually just reflection. So just trust me. That there's no issues. There is a little bit of dirt. I don't know if you can see that. This camera is literally crap right now. Yeah, there you go. So there's a little dirt. That is just the nature of having PPF. See, this is just a reflection. That's the garage door. But everything under here looks super clean. This actually came out way better than I thought. And yes, there's always the threat of when you grab it, the nails will scratch. You know, especially if you're a girl that has longer nails or something like that. Even a guy having nails, you know, it can still happen. It probably still will happen to some extent. But that is the final result. You guys get to see some close-up. Alright guys, so I think that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully that was informative to you and let you know that you can literally do this at home. And I will tell you, the heat gun is like pretty much like not necessary unless it's like 30 degrees outside or something like that. So I literally like didn't even need to take the heat gun out, but it just makes it a little bit easier. It makes the glue a little warmer and easier to peel. Hopefully you didn't mind my little rant a little earlier. I don't really know what's been happening on the channel lately. I had like the last 3 videos I uploaded, there's been a bunch of people that have literally been way over analytical and think that whatever I'm doing is way off and that I'm retarded and don't know what I'm doing. And sometimes I am, but there's no need to be overly critical of people, especially in the YouTube comments. When you're overly critical, there's literally an extreme loss of value there. A few tips and tricks here and there. If you were to say, you know, like with the brakes on the M5, you know, keeping the brake pad in when we are compressing the cylinder, that's a nice little tip. Put that in the comment and have a nice day. But you don't need to go on and there's a few people that have like freaked out, it seems like, on a few of the changes I've made to my cars, whether it's, you know, the grill on the M5 or something like that, where they just don't get it. You know, this channel is about showing you what I'm doing and sharing it, and people send me pictures and I send them pictures of the cars and mods and, you know, like with the shifters and stuff like that. You know, if you don't want to do what I'm doing, don't do it. And go watch a video of something that you want to do. So I don't think that I do a lot of like rice or crap on the channel, but it feels like I do. But anyways, that is a little insight onto my little rant earlier. Anyways, I will be getting a PPF guy to hopefully trim the little edges that some dirt has accumulated. There's a guy local that I've been talking to, so he might, you know, he's not gonna take the PPF off of every panel, but, you know, kind of around the gas cap and stuff like that. There's a couple little, you know, dirt accumulation areas that the only thing you can do is leave it alone and then maybe have a professional, you know, cut around it, the part that's lifting up a little bit. So that I'll probably have done at some point as well, but it's a work in progress as usual. So with that said, I'm gonna end the video. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time.